Hello, my friends. Let's talk quinoa today. Are you intimidated by quinoa? I know, like even just the way that it's spelled, you want to say quinoa or something, like it just, the whole thing is weird, right? So I want to help take some of the mystery out of quinoa for you. So my name is Christy with Help for Your Journey, where my goal is to encourage and inspire you in your Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle. Quinoa is actually not a grain, it's a seed, and it is one of the higher plant proteins that you can have. So I'm going to be making a salad, and it's going to have some beans on it, but I thought how nice to make some quinoa and add a little bit of quinoa to my salad as well. Also, I want to have some in the morning as part of my breakfast. So I thought, why not just make a batch and I'll be able to use it for both things. So also, Instant Pot. Do you guys love your Instant Pot or what? When we first got our Instant Pot, it literally sat in the box for a year. I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I was just so afraid that it was gonna explode. I was too scared to use it. So finally my husband was like, that's it, this is silly. And he took it out, and I think he made rice was the first thing that he made. And then I saw that it didn't blow up and that everything was fine. And I've been using it ever since, and it will change your life. It doesn't necessarily save you a ton of time always. What it saves you from is having to babysit it. So I could make this quinoa on the stovetop. That's what the instructions say to do, on the package, and that would be fine and it would turn out great. But I would have to babysit it and pay attention to it and set my timer and stir it and make sure it's not burning. With the Instant Pot, I don't have to do any of that. So if you have an Instant Pot that you've been scared to use, get it out, get yourself some quinoa. This is just the Great Value brand. This is the tricolor. You can buy all red, all white, or the tricolor. I just like it because it's colorful. So get some quinoa, get your Instant Pot out and use it. You will love it. Okay, so this is all we're going to do, you guys. I have a cup of quinoa. Now, this is an 8-quart Instant Pot. What I read when I was researching on what Instant Pot to buy, it said buy the biggest one that you can afford. You'll never regret having one that's too big, but you'll definitely regret having one that's too small. Well, the first one I bought was a 6-quart, and I found that to be true, and it was not big enough. So I ended up giving that one to my sister, and I got the 8-quart, and it's been great. With an 8-quart, you always need to have at least 1 cup of water. No matter what you're doing, there's got to be 1 cup of water. So I have my 1 cup of quinoa. I never rinse my quinoa. I never soak my quinoa. I hear that there are benefits to doing that, and I'm not knocking anybody that does that. I'm not trying to say that they're wrong in any way. I just don't do it, and I've never had a problem. Then you want to put in 1.5 cups of liquid. Now, I could use some type of a broth, but because I'm cooking some extra for me to use as a breakfast, obviously I don't want to cook this in broth because that's not going to taste good. So I'm just using water. So I have 1.5 cups of water. So then what I like to do is just kind of, this is the insert that's inside. I just kind of pick it up and I just shake it a little bit. And I'm just going to grab a spoon, and I'm just going to make sure that none of this quinoa is up on the walls. I probably just could have grabbed this and stirred it instead of shaking it. Probably would have been better. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is put the lid on. Now, when I first got my Instant Pot, I could never figure out how to get the lid on. It took me like 10 tries to get the lid on. Then I heard someone say, put it at 11 o'clock. You've got this part that sticks out right here. Put that at 11 o'clock. You'll hear a thing, you'll hear a little musical note, and then you'll hear it again, and you know that it's shut. You just put it at 11 o'clock and then twist it, and it locks it in. Now, What I want to make sure I'm doing is that this little valve on the top, I need to set this. Let me see I'm going to actually tell you what it says. Okay, so there's one that says venting and there's one that says sealing. I want the one that's sealing because I'm going to pressure cook this quinoa. And if I left it at venting, the pressure would never be able to build up. I don't think I've ever used the venting. I think I made yogurt one time, and I think that stays at venting. So I'm going to set it to sealing, and I am going to hit pressure cook, and I am going to have this go down to 1 minute. And then I am going, sorry, I don't usually look at it like this. That's it. I'm going to set it to 1 minute. Now you think to yourself, that beeping is basically just saying, are these the settings that you want it to be at? If it is, then great, you don't have to do anything else. So you think 1 minute, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. How is this gonna cook in 1 minute? So the Instant Pot is gonna start coming up to pressure. That can take a few minutes to happen. Once it gets to pressure, that's when the 1 minute countdown is going to start. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let the pressure in the Instant Pot naturally release, and that's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. So when you add up, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of how long it actually takes to come to pressure. It depends. If I would have put boiling water in here, it would come to pressure quicker. So I'm actually not sure. I think it takes like between 10 and 15 minutes to come to pressure. So if you figure, let's just say 15, even though I'm not sure. If it takes 15 minutes to come to pressure, 1 minute to cook, and then 15 minutes for the pressure to naturally release, that's like a half hour. So if I look at the instructions on this bag, I am bringing it to boil and then I'm simmering it for 12 to 15 minutes. That's probably actually shorter than the Instant Pot. But you know what? What I did right here is the last thing that I have to do to this, and then I can walk away. It is totally, I'm telling you, you guys, it will change your life. It really will change your life. If you have an Instant Pot and you love it, give me a like on this video if you agree with me on this. So that's all we have to do. So when this buzzer goes off, I'm going to just set a timer for 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna open this up and my quinoa is going to be perfect. I'm gonna let it cool once I take the lid off, and then I'm ready to put it in the fridge and use it for whatever I want it for. So this is just kind of one of those cooking basics. Like, quinoa is so versatile for so many things. Just, hopefully if you've been scared of your Instant Pot, this will give you the courage to try it. If you've been intimidated by quinoa, this will also give you courage to try some quinoa because it is delicious. So if you could give this video a like, I would appreciate it. And even more than that, if you would subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. That just lets YouTube know that there are people who are interested in this type of content. So that's it for today, kind of just a basic little cooking lesson. So I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.